like to call the order the meeting of the Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust. First order of business is to approve the minutes of the December 21, 2010 meeting of the Trust. I'd recognize a motion to that effect.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed by, oops, that's my fault. Moving to contracts, Mr. Winger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first contract for consideration today is the issuance and approve addendums numbers 1 and 2, award contract base bid only to Shiloh Enterprises, the amount of $4,315,500, approving the contracts and bonds for Belle Isle Middle School. Bids on the project were received on December 14th. We received 7 bids. This project's about $607,000 over the base budget that we identified in the program implementation plan. And we had a review with the contractor, and there are 3 areas that the costs were different, that provided by the architect and that provided during the construction. Electrical is much higher on this project than anticipated. There's a lot more electrical revision and electrical work that's going to be required. The mechanical is also requiring a lot more extra work as well. But the third item is actually the window assemblies that are being replaced throughout the facility. We've learned, though, that the windows that were specified are of a premier quality, and we probably can back from that premier to a very good quality and save considerable dollars, but it would require us to do that after the contract is awarded as a part of a change order. So that is something that we plan to seek as a part of value engineering. We don't have a true value of what that savings will be, but we are going to seek savings opportunities if the trust recommends approval. We do have contingency funds that are available, and we are recommending approval of the contract.
Are there any questions?
When is the anticipated date that you would do the value engineering?
We would actually start that immediately following council's approval and us having a pre-work meeting with a contractor before they actually begin.
Other questions? Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Second contract is to ratify the issuance of and approve addendum number 1, award the contract base bid plus alternates 1 and 3 to J.L. Walker Construction, Inc. in the amount of $3,200,900 and approve the contract and bonds for project ES 53 Oak Ridge Elementary School.
Thank you. These bids were received on December 21st and much more favorable than the one I just reported. 6 bidders. Low bidder was J.L. Walker. The base bid was $63,000 over the base bid, which is acceptable. We also are recommending the award of alternates numbers 1 and 3. This was for additional kitchen equipment. This would replace some of the used equipment with new. There's also additional parking in alternate 3. The prices provided by J.L. Walker are extremely favorable. We recommend that they be added to the base bid. The total overage will be about $89,000, and again, contingency funds are available, and we recommend approval.
Questions? Seeing none, I'd recognize a motion for approval.
So moved.
It's been moved. There's moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Change orders. Recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District number 89 approve change order number 4 for Capitol Hill High School, increase of $527,436, project EB 13.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Capitol Hill High School is considerably proceeding with construction, anticipated to complete in approximately the next year or so. We brought this item to the first meeting in December to the Trust for just an informational on the auditorium. Several historical elements were uncovered during the demolition, and we were able to work closely with the architect and the contractor to come up with a plan to actually restore Capitol Hill's auditorium to its original design. A lot of those elements are existing. They just need to be uncovered and some repair work done. We're also able to look at things like seating standards and replicate some of the seating that was lost and again, from the perspectives of flooring, walls, and ceiling, bring that back. We do have the PowerPoint presentation, if any were not available for the first meeting in December, that I could use to respond to any questions that you may have. The total cost of the change order is $527,000. It will increase the total changes onto the project to just under 5%. Again, we do have adequate contingency funds and are recommending approval.
Are there any questions?
Question.
Yes, right, Anthony.
I must not have been at the December meeting when this was discussed, but I would ask, Are the changes that are proposed merely cosmetic? What would be the downside of not doing it, I guess is my question.
The only downside would be just the loss of the historical significance that we found. The design, as was approved by this trust and school board, provided for auditorium renovations, but it would have renovated a lot of the existing walls to just basic paint, basic flooring, the color palette to match the school. Obviously, with what was uncovered with the ornateness of the original school, a lot of the heritage of the school, we feel like it's a good and wise decision to proceed. We have some support from the school board to move forward as well with their recommendation, and just feel like this is the one item that we can bring to Capitol Hill that will hopefully bring back some ownership back to that school. And again, it provides just a unique presence that we just haven't found in any of the other high schools as we've done renovations or new construction. So it's strictly cosmetic when we really get down to it.
Mr. Mashburn was down there and I think saw it firsthand, some of the things underneath the...
Yes, of course, I want to let you know that I graduated from Capitol Hill High School. So, but there was a group of us, of alumni, superintendent of schools, board members, experienced, witnessed what they uncovered. And I think it was pretty well consensus opinion that it'd be criminal not to try to restore it. And I think anybody here that would go down there and see that, I think you'd feel the same way.
Thank you. Other questions? Is there a motion to approve this change order? So moved. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We'll vote. Approved. Mr. Couch, update on OC MAPS program?
Just a few things this morning, Mr. Chairman. This morning, the City Council approved a contract for the downtown elementary school with the architect. The architect is preparing to begin the site selection process out of the contract. There is a site selection committee that's been appointed. It's 2 members from the City Council and Mayor Cornett appointed, Councilman Bowman and Councilman Sellier, 2 board members of the school board, and that's Phil Horning and Gail Vines. Mr. Edwards appointed himself and Ms. Thompson to be on to represent the trust, and 2 at-large members appointed by the mayor who are stakeholders in downtown are Larry Nichols and Kirk Humphreys are appointed. So that's your 8-member site selection committee to assist the architect in coming up with a proper site for the downtown elementary school. All recommendations and reports will come back to the trust for review and approval. On the administration building, the architectural interviews are scheduled for tomorrow. On the 2007 bond issue projects, project groups 1 and 2 of the gyms and classrooms, those interviews were completed on December 30th. Recommendation is pending, and that will be included on the next trust agenda. And then project group 12 on Taft and Spiegel stadiums, the architectural advertisements have been issued, and we're pending receipt of the letters of interest on that project. On community meetings, Columbus at Jackson, a schematic design meeting is next Tuesday, January 11th. Johnson Elementary, groundbreaking is Friday, January 21st. Putnam Heights Elementary School is a ribbon cutting on Friday, January 28th. And Pierce Elementary is a ribbon cutting on Monday, January 31st. Other meetings, there's going to be a school board city council workshop a week from today on January 11th at 5:30 at the Oklahoma History Center. And then the next MAPS trust meeting, this board will meet again 2 weeks from today on Tuesday, January 18th.
Any comments by trustees, staff, citizens? Seeing none, we are adjourned.